Ex-wife, 39 female, wants me 39 male a year after we split. Relationship ended with my wife of 15 years last summer, after several years of drifting apart. The passion and intimacy went, and we were just roommates for the last few years in a dead bedroom situation. She pulled the trigger and I initially wanted to save it, but she was adamant, and it was frankly a relief to be able to let go, after years of trying to fix things and hoping they'd get better. She never tried, stuck to her guns and refused counseling. She told me over and over again that it's meant to be easy. It shouldn't be hard work. I stayed in the house in a spare room for 5 or 6 months while I got myself together. I now live close by in our small town and have 50-50 access to our kids, 11 and 9. I thought we were moving on and were going to have a positive relationship for the sake of the kids. But a few months ago, she found out I was dating again. It has been a horror show ever since. She has obsessed over the girl I was seeing. Suggested I was cheating with her before we split. Not true. She's bent out of shape that I was ready to date again, and she's not. And is just hurting herself over and over, obsessing over it. The other night she called me in tears and confessed she loved me and that she thought we would just get back together. She said, like in the films, if it's meant to be. If she had said this a year ago, I'd be thrilled. But she has made herself and me miserable for the last year. Before I moved out, she ignored me in the same house for 6 months. Constantly accused me of hooking up with girls when I was struggling with my mental health. If I rebuff her advances, she has made it clear she will move away to be closer to her family and friends and take the kids with her. Can't blame her. I just don't think I want to go back. The last few years I've been so unhappy trying to hold things together. And the little dating I've done since I was single has shown me there's more to life. But it also means depriving my kids of a normal upbringing. Now for the top advice. Your ex-wife is very delusional and seems to have no idea that life is no movie. When she says stuff like a marriage should be easy or that she thought you would get back together, that are, in my opinion, very red flags. I mean, what did you expect? That one day you would kneel down in front of her, confess your deep love and beg for her to take you back after she refused to work on your marriage and treated you like she did in the recent months? If you get back together with her, then you know exactly what will happen. You have to put in all the work while she just waits for things to happen. In my opinion, meet with a lawyer and find out if she can actually just take the kids away from you and move with them to her family. That should be your main concern. Until now, she did nothing else, but showing you that splitting up was the right choice in this one call where she told you that she wants you back. Do you think she would want you back if you wouldn't have gone out to date again? Has she worked on herself in any kind of way? Or does she just think that you get back together and everything will be sunshine and rainbows just like in the movies? Here is what happened. She split up with you because she thought that as soon as she leaves you, the guys would be running after her, like in the movies. No one ran after her, but you were moving on and other women were interested in you. You got what you wanted. Now she wants you back. Not actually to be with you, but rather to keep you from getting what she wanted. Very solid advice. With the way she acted before and after the divorce, especially with how she started sabotaging Opie's new possible relationships, being with her comes at the cost of one's dignity. Wouldn't be surprised if she did have dates of her own, but people saw through her red flags and didn't want anything remotely serious. But with how much Opie did try to reconcile, she'd think that he'd come running after her forever. It was a safe last choice to have around. Opie, invest in a lawyer and don't let her have the kids. Based on your story, your ex shows many signs of narcissism and little to no empathy towards others. The way she has no problem falsely accusing you of hooking up and cheating to your face and even torments your dates is not normal. And there's next to no chance that she's not gonna be telling all the kind stuff to your kids and paint you in bad light in their eyes, since she does it even with total strangers that you're dating. Also, not much related, but narcissists tend to project and gaslight a lot. The idea is, if they accuse you of something and openly condemn that behavior, you wouldn't dare to attribute it to them. So her accusing you of hooking up can tell you a lot about her, if it was pulled out of her butt. No, don't take her back. She's being extremely unreasonable. She was emotionally gone from the relationship long before the breakup, yet after she sees you moving on to find your own happiness, she wants you back? It's normal to lose a bit of that passion when you're in a long-term relationship, especially with kids. But you've tried your best, suggesting counseling, and so on. There are so many women who would want their man to be as invested in their relationship as you were. Honestly, if you get back together, how long do you think until she starts treating you like the same as before? The catalyst for her wanting you back is solely because of another woman. To be frank, I don't think the relationship will last based on her jealousy and her immaturity. Find your own happiness. Don't let your ex-wife take over and ruin it for you again. Next story. My ex is trying to wedge her way back in my life. My ex, 27 female, and I, 29 male, divorced in 2019. She cheated and I moved on with my life. I got a better job and have been making a lot more money. I got a new house. I've gotten serious about my health and have gained some muscle mass. My whole life has been looking up since the divorce. I recently started dating my neighbor, 28 female. She and I go jogging every morning and we're hanging out a lot before we started dating. I really like her. We have a lot in common and every time we see each other, it ends up being so much fun. She's amazing. My ex called me a few days ago and I told her I wanted nothing to do with her. I was already seeing someone else. She threw a fit and I hung up on her and blocked her. Then she showed up at my house, insulted my girlfriend and kicked me in the nuts. Girlfriend called the police and she left. I had a busted window today and I'm not really sure what she will do next. What should I do? I'm staying at my girlfriend's house and have my truck in her carport so my ex will not know I'm there. But damn, it's been 2 years. Why is she doing this now? Edit/update. I installed some cameras at my driveway and several around my house and property and filed a police report of the broken window. My girlfriend is pissed that I didn't push for charges, but I have no concrete proof that she attacked me. I guess I will see if she does something else. Call the attorney who handled your divorce about getting a restraining order. Grinching to say you most certainly do have proof to sustain a battery conviction. You have you saying it to court and an eyewitness. This is the same level of proof as in like 90% of convictions. Press charges for her attacking you. Call the cops about the window. They may be able to find some evidence that it was your ex. Set up security cams. Start gathering info for an order of protection. Good luck. Adding this one thing on, Opie should alert his neighbors to the issue and ask that if they see her around, they don't share information about this or his girlfriend to her. Kicking you in the groin in front of a witness would be grounds for charges. You need to go after this witch with everything you've got. Maybe if you get her attention, she'll leave you alone. Aren't you glad you didn't waste any more of your life with her? I'm very glad I left when I did. The witness is my girlfriend though. Would that even stand up in court? Plus, my girlfriend was ready to start a war over that kick. Her future kids are in there and she's pissed about it. Having to hold her back while trying to breathe through it was a freaking nightmare. Leaving my ex-wife was the best decision I have ever made. Next story is titled, My boyfriend's resentment towards my parents' financial situation is starting to ruin our relationship. Me, 20s female, boyfriend 20s male, parents 60s male and female. I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years now, and we live together. My parents are in their 60s. They were immigrants and worked very hard for a very long time. My dad worked 2 full-time jobs so my mom could go to school. She's now a doctor with her own practice. They do very well financially, not insanely rich, but they're comfortable. They were very thrifty and worked all the time for a very long time. Because they had me when they were older, I grew up very fortunate and I'm extremely grateful. I'm currently going to school full-time and working 2 part-time jobs. My boyfriend had a very different upbringing. His dad dipped out when he was 2. His mom had to raise him on her own and she's a high school teacher. They had what they needed, but he had to work from a young age to buy stuff that he wanted like a car, etc. He went to college, and has a decent job now and makes a decent living. Since day one of us being together, my boyfriend has had issues with the fact that my parents are well off. He was unemployed for a while and they helped out. He said this didn't make him uncomfortable and he was very grateful. However, he just constantly makes snarky comments about their money. Keep in mind they are very humble people and extremely generous towards us and family. They are not snobby hoarders of wealth. They openly say that they worked hard for most of their life and now that they're older and close to retirement, they want to enjoy their earnings. My dad purchased a new car a few weeks ago, as the one he had before was old and had been in and out of the shop for weeks, and he decided to just pull the plug and get a new one. It's a nice car, and he loves it. My boyfriend has been complaining ever since. He says my dad just bought that to show off. It's not even a practical car. It's a pretty standard sedan. I don't know what he means by not practical, etc. He says it's unfair that my dad can just go buy a car when he wants. I told him that when he's 60 with money saved and a good credit score, he can also go buy any car he wants. My dad wasn't able to do that at 28. He's able to do it at 60. Basically, he just hates the fact that my parents are wealthy. But he loves my parents as people, and I just am so sick and tired of this causing problems. It has caused arguments between us countless times. Today, I finally told him that the situation it is. He has nothing but good things to gain from this, and he needs to stop being so resentful of it. I understand completely that it's awkward. I had a friend growing up that was 5 times wealthier than my parents, and it's made me uncomfortable too. But 3 years in, I just don't know how to fix this, and I can't deal with this anymore. The rest of our relationship is great, and he gets along with them. It's just the snarky attitude that comes up. Now for the top advice. He just sounds like a petty person. You can't accept someone's generosity and then talk trash about their ability to provide that generosity. Not only that, but rather self-centered. He makes comments that Opie's dad bought a car to show off. Yes, the dad dropped tens of thousands on a car didn't need, just to annoy you. Got it. The boyfriend needs to work on his own issues. Today I finally told him that the situation it is. He has nothing but good things to gain from this, and he needs to stop being so resentful of it. I might go further and tell him that when he attributes bad motives to people you know don't take their privilege for granted and worked hard to instill those same values in you, or act like it's their fault we live in a society where cars aren't treated as a basic necessity. Although if that's his biggest complaint about his upbringing, he needs to look at people who grew up without food or a roof over their head and shut his mouth about how unfair he had it. It just makes him look jealous and petty and causes you to seriously question the future of the relationship. And if it does continue to be a point of contention despite you telling him to deal with it, then seriously rethink if this is who you want to be with. Still, he should incorporate the same values as your father instead of resenting him. Cut him loose. He's not going to stop resenting those more fortunate and privileged from the sound of this. You need to sit him down for a serious talk. Is this the man you want to marry? The man who belittles and snarks and hates your parents for being better off than he was? Is this the man you want children with, who may become resentful enough to not let your parents see them or help you financially support them? I'm not suggesting an ultimatum, but you need to put your foot down and tell him, in certain terms, to stop. If he won't, you need to decide if you're gonna deal with that. Now for the last story. My 36 male, wife 34 female, seems to think me and one of her best friends, 33 female, would be the perfect couple. I don't know how to convince her otherwise, and it's destroying her self-esteem. My wife is a confident, gorgeous woman. However, she is slightly autistic, which honestly no one will ever realize unless they really spend time with her. We get along great. We can talk for hours. She's funny, adorable, super honest. Too honest sometimes, and very charismatic in her own way. She's very high-functioning, and her only weaknesses is that she won't often catch most jokes, memes, and sarcasm. But she's getting better and finds many types of memes and jokes hilarious, just not all. One of her best friends, Amanda, is also very gorgeous. My wife is more of a tomboy, but loves to dress appealing, which often for her is just tight-fitting clothes with cleavage. Amanda is very feminine, and my wife will always tell me or her that she just doesn't get that look or how to pull it off. Recently, Amanda and I were working on a research paper together, and we started meeting up once a week for coffee to discuss it. My wife never comes, and despite the three of us being friends forever, we rarely hang out as a unit. It's either my wife and Amanda or me and Amanda, as of late. However, my wife tagged along on Saturday, as we were all going to a games night afterward. All seemed well, but during the game night, my wife got quiet and suddenly slammed her arms down on the table. No one knew she was upset, but she was giving me the stink eye, so I knew something was off. I made up an excuse and we both left 15 minutes later. I asked my wife what was wrong, but she refused to talk. When we got home, she blew up. She said how all night Amanda was flirting with me, how we have inside jokes she doesn't get, how I was giving Amanda more attention than her, teasing Amanda and helping her as well. While all of that was true, This was the first games night Amanda came to, and she knew no one but me and my wife. My wife wasn't exactly helping Amanda or introducing her, so I took that initiative to include her and teach her the games. No part of me was flirting or being extra nice intentionally, though I do understand how my wife saw it. The next day, she admitted that she long suspected me and Amanda would be an ideal couple. How we get things about each other, how we look good together in pictures. She also pointed out that Amanda has been single for over a year, which is unlike her, and that same year is the year me and her have been closest. She thinks Amanda's content with me and not looking. I admit I'm close to Amanda too. We chat for about 30 minutes to an hour every day. But she just keeps me company. I'm not really close to her emotionally. It's just clothes and food we talk about, some current affairs and our research. Since then, my wife has been down, and it's really making me sad to see her this way. She keeps thinking she's standing in the way of me and Amanda being together, which is crazy. Today, she's trying to convince me how much better off I'd be with Amanda, saying all the autistic things about herself won't be a problem with Amanda, etc. How do I convince her because she isn't trusting me? She says she just trusts what she sees. I've tried telling her all the things I love about her, how I truly do find Amanda a bit dull as well. Wait, you admit it's true that Amanda's flirting with you? You need to nip that right in the bud and tell Amanda to knock it off. The people that you surround yourself with should be friends of your relationship. And unless extracurricular flirting is something you and your wife agreed upon, this isn't okay. Also, they talk for an hour a day? I've never talked to any of my friends that much / that frequently. Hell, I don't even usually talk to the person I'm dating every single day until things get serious. Why does she need to keep him company? Yeah, that part is a little weird. Does Opie even talk to his wife an hour a day? You think Amanda is dull, but chat with her for an hour every day? I don't even connect with friends I love that much. Something about your story doesn't line up. Maybe the wife is, in her own way, reacting to something that is teetering very close on the edge of an emotional affair. After reading this and the comments you've made, I think the only reason you came to this thread was to confirm whether Amanda has been flirting with you and is worth pursuing. You show no concern for your wife's emotional state, nor do you feel inclined to dial back your interactions with Amanda, which would be the original answer you've asked of this thread. Honestly, I feel bad for your wife. You're being an a-hole.